remember when I was maybe 10 years old. I was standing outside, and all of a sudden I looked around and I saw this ball of light. It was whitish blue, and it just was floating across the ground at about chest level, nothing else around it. And it just floated, continued floating, and then just floated behind the house. And I ran to go see where it went, and when I turned the corner, it wasn't there anymore. It just disappeared.
You said it floated at waist level?
Yeah.
The size of what, a soccer ball?
Roughly, yeah.
Wow.
That's all I got.
People would whistle it.
I
don't think
whistle.
I've ever tried to whistle it.
That's pretty good.
Strangers, welcome to the show. Tonight, on a very special episode near and dear to my heart, we shall be taking a look at paranormal events and convoluted government conspiracies. So, tell me, young Padawans, what do you people know about the X-Files?
Is it about goblins?
Well, my dad used to watch it a lot. I know he had the DVDs and he likes the show a lot. But I never took interest until now that I'm forced to watch it on the spaceship. And all I know about it is that there's aliens, and I know there's the actress from Sex Education.
Jordan, have you ever seen the X-Files before?
I have seen the early seasons of the X-Files, but it was a long time ago, and I've hit my head a couple of times since coming to the ship, so I can't remember any details from anything.
How about the two of you? You were born after the 90s, Jakob and Thomas. Have you ever heard of the X-Files?
Well, personally, I did watch it a long time ago, but I think I was too young to remember anything.
And Thomas?
Nope.
Fantastic. Perfect. The X-Files was created by Chris Carter. No, not that guy. This guy. The X-Files was a science fiction thriller series that absolutely dominated the airwaves back in the 1990s. This television show went on to last for 9 years and became so popular, in fact, that they even went on to make 2 major motion pictures out of it, plus an additional 2 more television seasons in the 2010s, making this an 11-season run. A rather impressive record, especially in this day and age. I, Acrimonious, even co-edited and co-wrote a book on the X-Files back in its heyday. That's how popular and influential the X-Files were at the time. Tonight, we'll be taking a look at the pilot, the very first episode to air, all the way back in September of 1993. The one that launched a worldwide phenomenon. So, if the creators did their job right, everything you need to know about the main characters, the plot, and the world they're trying to build should be found within the confines of this single launch episode. Tonight, my friends, you'll get to meet the series' protagonists. FBI agents Fox Mulder, played by David Duchovny, and new recruit Dana Scully, played by Gillian Anderson. Now, personally, much like you guys, I haven't seen this episode in 30 years, so I can't wait to see how all of this holds up. Let's dive in, shall we? Welcome to the mysterious, captivating world of one of the most famous and popular IPs of all time. This is The X-Files, Season 1, Episode 1, The Pilot. Enjoy!
Last time you watched this, my parents didn't know about each other. They didn't know they existed.
You weren't born.
They had not met yet.
So, Thomas, we're doing a survey across the ship right now. We're having weird experiences. Maybe people think it's ghosts or aliens. I wanted to know, have you ever seen anything paranormal?
Yep, pretty much every day.
Really?
Yep. Door closing or weird goblins walking around. That happens every day.
Do you believe in this stuff?
Not at all.
Oh yeah, I remember this episode. This is the one where something paranormal happens.
Hmm.
The fuck is that?
The guy just appeared.
Not a goblin?
I don't think there's goblins in this.
Never say never. Oh. He's an angel.
Is that what it is?
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, well, you took her somewhere.
Put the time of death between 8 and 12 hours ago. No visible cause, no sign of battery or sexual assault.
Oh.
Maybe it was a vampire.
Karen Swinson. Is that a positive ID? She went to school with my son.
FBI.
First day at work, wearing the pantsuit, making an impression.
She was 24 years old in this season.
My God.
Yep. Younger than you guys.
You don't need to remind me.
Yeah, Thomas is 24.
Yep.
Agent Scully, thank you for coming on such short notice. We see you've been with us just over 2 years.
Yes, sir.
You went to medical school, but you chose not to practice. How'd you come to work for the FBI?
Well, sir, I was recruited out of medical school. My parents still think it was an act of rebellion, but I saw the FBI as a place where I could distinguish myself.
Are you familiar with an agent named Fox Mulder?
Yes, I am.
How so?
By reputation. He's an Oxford-educated psychologist who wrote a monograph on serial killers and the occult that helped catch Monty Props in 1988. Generally thought of as the best analyst in the violent crime section. He had a nickname at the academy. Spooky Mulder.
What I'll also tell you is that Agent Mulder has developed a consuming devotion to an unassigned project outside the Bureau mainstream. Are you familiar with the so-called X-Files?
When they say the name of the show in the show.
The reason you're here, Agent Scully, is we want you to assist Mulder on these X-Files. You will write field reports on
Elon Musk
observations
would
on the
love that.
validity of the work.
Am I to understand that you want me to debunk the X-Files project, sir?
Agent Scully, we trust you'll make the proper scientific analysis. We look forward to seeing your reports.
Sorry, nobody down here but the FBI's most unwanted.
He's in the completely back office too.
I want to believe.
Agent Mulder.
So who did you take off to get stuck with this detail, Scully?
Actually, I'm looking forward to working with you. I've heard a lot about you.
Oh, really? I was under the impression that you were sent to spy on me.
If you have any doubt about my qualifications or credentials...
You're a medical doctor. You teach at the academy. You did your undergraduate degree in physics. Einstein's twin paradox, a new interpretation. Dana Scully's senior thesis. Now that's a credential, rewriting Einstein.
Did you bother to read it?
I did. I liked it. Maybe I can get your medical opinion on this, though. Oregon female, age 21, no explainable cause of death. Autopsy shows nothing. Zip. There are, however, these two distinct marks on her lower back. Dr. Scully, can you ID these marks?
Needle punctures, maybe. An animal bite. Electrocution of some kind.
How's your chemistry? This is the substance found in the surrounding tissue.
It's organic. I don't know. Is it some kind of synthetic protein?
Beats me. I've never seen it before either. But here it is again in Sturgis, South Dakota. And again in Shamrock, Texas.
Do you have a theory?
I have plenty of theories. Maybe what you can explain to me is why it's bureau policy to label these cases as unexplained phenomena and ignore them. Do you believe in the existence of extraterrestrials?
Logically, I would have to say no. Given the distances needed to travel from the far reaches of space, the energy requirements would exceed a spacecraft's capabilities.
Conventional wisdom.
She's obviously never seen Star Trek.
Graduating class. Might we not finally turn to the fantastic as a plausibility?
The girl obviously died of something. If it was natural causes,
No shit.
A broken heart. A broken heart. That's it.
Murdered, it's plausible there was a sloppy investigation. What I find fantastic is any notion that there are answers beyond the realm of science. The answers are there. You just have to know where to look.
That's why they put the I in FBI. I'll see you tomorrow morning, Scott.
Yeah.
Bright and early.
I like when they have skeptics in a show that's about the supernatural. They did it in Evil, a show that just ended. It's like a priest and it's religious. The main characters are not religious.
I think it helps keep balance for the viewers in the stories, because you always have someone who really believes in it and someone who really is trying to prove it with logic. Sort of the secret to the success of this show, really.
We're about to make our descent.
I mean, she's right. Why would an alien come all this way here just to put 2 marks in a human body and leave them dead?
Yep. This is the first episode of a long conspiracy.
Maybe he's homeless.
He's what?
Homeless.
Well, he's living in the basement of the FBI, so...
You didn't mention yesterday this case has already been investigated.
Yeah, the FBI got involved after the first 3 deaths when local authorities failed to turn up any evidence. Our boys came out here, spent a week, enjoyed the local salmon, which with a little lemon twist is just to die for, if you pardon the expression. Without explanation, they were called back in, the case was reclassified and buried in the X-Files, until I dug it up last week.
And you found something they didn't.
Ooh.
The autopsy reports of the first 3 victims show no unidentified marks or tissue samples. But those reports were signed by a different medical examiner than the latest victim.
It's pretty good, Scully.
Better than you expected or better than you hoped?
Well, I'll let you know when we get past the easy part. I've arranged to exhume one of the other victims' bodies to see if we can get a tissue sample to match the girls. You're not squeamish about that kind of thing, are you?
I don't know. I've never had the pleasure.
That's weird.
It's paranormal.
What's going on?
Or just a shitty radio.
Well, Gonna get out the trusty alien detection device.
The starter kit.
The fuck is that?
He's just committing
It's
crimes.
time for graffiti. He had the urge. He's like, I have to graffiti something.
No face mask for protection.
Did you notice what he made
So-
with the paint? It was an X.
Oh, you know.
For X.
Oh my god.
Files. It's also what pirates put on their treasure maps when they bury treasure.
Yeah. It's to mark the spot where the interference occurred.
Mr. Mulder, John Truitt, County Coroner's Office.
Yeah, hi. This is Agent Scully. How soon can we get started?
We got something for you.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Please stay.
Family of a victim?
You just think you can come up here and do whatever you damn well please, don't you?
I'm sorry, you are?
That's exactly what they think.
You're aware of the tissue sample that was taken from the girl's body?
What is the insinuation here? Are you saying that I missed something in those other kids' exams?
We're not insinuating anything, sir.
Wait a minute. See, well, I think you are. And if you're making an accusation, then you'd better have something to back it up.
Daddy, please. Let's just go home. Let's go home, please.
She's having bad day.
He was easily convinced.
Did you happen to read the cause of death?
Exposure. His body was found in the woods after escaping the hospital.
Missing for only 7 hours in July. How does a 20-year-old boy die of exposure on a warm summer night in Oregon, Dr. Scully? I got it.
Did he just have sunflower seeds in his coat pocket?
Oh,
Desecration.
This isn't official procedure.
Really?
Yeah, well, official procedure isn't letting it roll down the hill. Ooh.
his
Probably
face
safe bet Ray
looks
Soames never made
weird.
it varsity. Seal this up. Right now. Nobody sees or touches this. Nobody.
Once, when I was 17 years old, I was with my ex-girlfriend, and she used to have sleep paralysis quite a lot. Just one night, I woke up, couldn't move, and I saw this kind of shadowy, kind of smoky thing kind of twirling around in the center of my room, like it was becoming something. Like the shadows were creating an entity of some sort, and I managed to close my eyes and focus really hard to wake up, and I managed to wake up after like a minute or two. But I don't know if that counts.
This is amazing, Scully. You know what this could mean?
Subject is 156 centimeters in length, weighing 52 pounds in extremis. Corpse is in advanced stages of decay and desiccation. Distinguishing features include large ocular cavities, oblate cranium, indicate subject is not human. Could you point that flash away from me, please?
If it's not human, what is it?
It's mammalian.
Goblin.
My guess is it's a chimpanzee or something from the ape family. Possibly an orangutan.
Buried in the city cemetery, in Ray Soames' grave. I'd like blood typing, toxicology, and a full genetic workup.
You're serious?
What we can't do here, we'll order to go.
You don't honestly believe this is some kind of an extraterrestrial? This is somebody's sick joke.
We can do those x-rays here, can't we? Is there any reason we can't do them right now? I'm not crazy, Scully. I have the same doubts you do.
Visual laboratory inspection of the body and X-ray analysis confirms homologous but possibly mutated mammalian physiology. However, does not account for small unidentified object found in subject's nasal cavity. A gray metallic implant forming. Who is it?
Steven Spielberg.
Ah, big visitor.
E.T.
I'm gonna make you a star.
Way too wired. I'm going for a run. You want to come?
Pass.
Figure out what that little thing up Ray Soames' nose is yet?
No. And I'm not losing any sleep over it. Good night.
But have they reversed evolution? We turn back to monkeys when we get a little metal thing in our nose?
Ray Soames was a patient of mine, yes. I oversaw his treatment for just over a year for clinical schizophrenia. Ray had an inability to grasp reality. He seemed to suffer from some kind of post-traumatic stress.
Is that something you've seen before?
I've treated similar cases.
Were any of those Ray Soames' classmates?
Yes.
We're trying to find a connection in these deaths. Did you treat any of these kids with hypnosis?
No, I did not.
Are you treating any of these kids now?
Currently? Yes, I'm treating Billy Miles and Peggy Odell. Both have been long-term live-in patients.
They're here at this hospital?
That's right. Going on 4 years now.
Would it be possible for us to talk to them?
Well, you might find it difficult. Certainly in Billy Miles' case. Billy's experiencing what we call a waking coma. Functionally, his brainwaves are flat, and
How did it happen?
both he and Peggy were involved in an automobile accident out on State Road. Peggy, we have some visitors. Would you like to talk with them for a moment?
Billy wants me to read now. Billy needs me close.
Doctor? I'm wondering if we can do a cursory medical exam on Peggy.
No one is going to hurt you. The nurses. You get an order.
What is going on?
Nobody's going to hurt you. The nurses here.
Oh, she's got the marks.
A nosebleed.
How did you know the girl was going to have the marks?
I don't know. Lucky guess.
Damn it, Mulder, cut the crap. What is going on here? What do you know about those marks? What are they?
Why, so you can put it down in your little report? I don't think you're ready for what I think.
I'm here to solve this case, Mulder. I want the truth.
The truth? I think those kids have been abducted.
By who?
By what?
You don't really believe that.
Do you have a better explanation?
I'll buy that girl is suffering some kind of pronounced psychosis. Whether it's organic or the result of those marks, I can't say. But to say that they've been riding around in flying saucers, it's crazy, Mulder. There is nothing to support that.
Nothing scientific, you mean?
There has got to be an explanation. You've got 4 victims. All of them died in or near the woods. They found Karen Swenson's body in the forest, in her pajamas, 10 miles from her house. How did she get there? What were those kids doing out there in the forest?
Doing drugs.
I like the way the woods are shot and lit.
It makes it seem really oppressive in the darkness.
Atmospheric.
Have you guys ever been in a forest alone at night?
Do you have a story?
It's easy to get paranoid.
Yeah, I love it.
Mulder?
Oh damn.
It was quick.
The aliens don't stand a chance.
Gets a pistol.
Oh.
The angel's back.
The angel's black?
Mulder, is that you?
He's back. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna make any judgment there.
Oh. We found it.
should be.
Jordan, how big would you say this ball of light, energy? What would you call it? How big was it?
I mean, it was about the size of a human head. No, but yeah, I'd say the size of a human head.
Did it try to talk to you or say anything?
No, it didn't make any sound. Nothing. It didn't even seem to notice that I was there. It was just floating, and then it floated off as if it had somewhere to be. And when I ran after it, it just wasn't there anymore.
Have you ever experienced something else like that before or after?
Nope, that was the one and only time. Nope.
It's a construction
We're
site.
back from commercials.
Special Agent Dana Scully, FBI, drop your weapon.
It's the same light we saw in the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm with the county sheriff's department. You're trespassing on private property here.
We are conducting an investigation.
I don't care who you are.
Hold on. This is a crime scene.
Did you hear what I said? You are on private property without legal permission. Get in your car and leave.
Sounds like he's hiding something.
Who's private property?
Pretty sure legislation-wise, the FBI has more authority than in
He
case.
could have went out here all by himself.
Yeah, but he had a shotgun
Maybe it
and they
has
had
something to do
pistols.
with this.
Ice matters.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. Was it a campfire?
It was all over the ground. I think something's going on out here. What if these kids are involved in some kind of a cult and that man knows something about it? I want to come back here. What are you looking for?
Oh.
Oh.
What was that?
What happened?
We lost power. Brake, steering, everything. We lost 9 minutes.
And a couple of minutes.
What?
9 minutes! I looked at my watch just before the flash and it was 9:03. It just turned 9:13. Look! Look!
Oh, where the X was.
Abductees! People that have made UFO sightings.
You're saying that time disappeared. Time can't just disappear. It's a universal invariant.
Oh, a transformer.
Great.
He's got the mark.
Hi.
I want you to look at something.
Come on in.
Oh, it's a booty call.
Could you check on my ass?
Yeah, I need you to look at something.
As a professional, you know.
Could have kept his shirt on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there's 3. She's fine.
What are they?
Yeah, take your time, buddy. Take your time.
Mosquito bites.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I got eaten up a lot myself out there.
Those were not mosquito bites.
You okay?
Yes.
He's starting to believe.
I need to sit down.
I want to believe.
I was 12 when it happened. My sister was 8. She just disappeared out of her bed one night. Just gone. Vanished. No note, no phone calls, no evidence of anything.
You never found her.
Tore the family apart. No one would talk about it.
What did you do?
Eventually, I went off to school in England. I came back, got recruited by the Bureau. Seems I had a natural aptitude for applying behavioral models to criminal cases. Pursue my own
The
interests.
sheriff again?
That's when I came across the X-Files.
By accident?
At first, it looked like a garbage dump for UFO sightings, alien abduction reports, the kind of stuff that most people laugh at as being ridiculous. But I was fascinated. I read all the cases I could get my hands on, hundreds of them. I read everything I could about paranormal phenomena, about the occult, and there's classified government information I've been trying to access, but someone has been blocking my attempts to get at it.
Who? I don't understand.
Someone at a higher level of power. The only reason I've been allowed to continue with my work is because I've made connections in Congress.
And they're afraid of what? That you'll leak this information?
You're part of that agenda, you know that.
I'm not a part of any agenda.
I'm telling you this, Scully, because you need to know. In my research, I've worked very closely with a man named Dr. Heitz-Verber, and he's taken me through deep regression hypnosis. I've been able to go into my own repressed memories to the night my sister disappeared. I can recall a bright light outside and a presence in the room. I was paralyzed, unable to respond to my sister's calls for help. Listen to me, Scully. This thing exists.
But how do you
The government knows about it. And I gotta know what they're protecting. Nothing else matters to me. And this is as close as I've ever gotten to it.
So don't fuck it up.
Hello?
I only want to add this because I wrote a chapter specifically for the book I co-edited many years ago. In the first few seasons of the X-Files, you'll notice a lot like in Heather's, there's patterns of blue and red everywhere. In this instance, Mulder is associated with the color blue, and Scully is associated with the color red. You can see it with the shirts they're wearing. That's it. Let's go on.
Alright. Thought there would be like a meaning or something.
Well, I mean, look, it's the official colors of the show. It represents politics from the left and the right. It also represents heaven and hell. The angels that come from heaven are aliens, and the evil government is, red because they're conspiracists and liars. There's a lot there in the first few seasons that's trying to be symbolic, and it really works for visuals because nature is always green and the aliens are gray. So it's always like the primary colors are battling for reality.
Also, Spider-Man's colors. That's for sure.
True. That's why everyone loves him, because he wears a mask and he's blue and red. He could be anybody.
Hello? Who is this? Who is it?
Telemarketers.
That was some woman. It just said Peggy Odell was dead.
The girl in the wheelchair?
Now see, that's brilliant writing. I didn't know who the character was until she said the girl in the wheelchair.
Ah, yeah.
Probably got something up her nose.
Well, she did bleed out from it.
She was running? On foot?
Can they just keep the body and see if she turns into an ape?
Someone trashed the autopsy bay in the lab and they stole the body. We're going back to the motel.
What? They stole the corpse? There goes my computer!
Oh, shit. You got too close.
The sheriff. Telling you, man. It's part of all this.
My name is Teresa Nemeth. You've got to protect me.
Come with us.
This is the way it happens. I don't know how I get out there. I'll just find myself out in the woods. It's happened to my friends, too. That's why I need you to protect me. I'm scared. I might die. Like the others. Like Peggy did tonight.
Your father's the medical examiner. You were the one on the phone. You told me Peggy Odell had been killed.
Teresa, your father knows about this, doesn't he? About what happens?
Yes. But he said never to tell anyone about any of it.
Why?
He thinks he can protect me, but I don't think he can.
Do you have the marks, Teresa?
Yes. I'm going to die, aren't I? I'm gonna be next.
You're not going to die.
Not exactly a promise that you can keep.
Oh, God.
Let's go home, Teresa. I don't think she wants to leave.
I don't care what you think.
Your father wants to take you home.
I'm going to take you where you'll be safe, Teresa. Detective Miles and I won't let anything happen to you, I promise.
You're Billy Miles's father? That's right. And you stay away from that boy.
Oh.
You gotta love this place.
I would have fought that guy. It's fucking FBI. What is he gonna do?
He still doesn't have mandates or warrants to do most of the paranormal stuff he's doing. He has the right to investigate, but if he comes in there and says, look, I don't have a judge behind me or a warrant, and I think there might be aliens in your basement, he's gonna get turned around real fast. So he's sort of riding the line between what's legal. He's using the department to try and find his sister and solve all of this mysterious conspiracy.
He doesn't have to put the aliens in it. The girl wanted help. She came to them. And the guy gets here and he's like, fuck you, fuck your problems. She's coming with me. Like, you can fight that, I'm sure. You could be like, no, she asked for my help. We're here to help.
It's her father, though.
Yeah, but
and he's
she's
still
like 18 or something.
Yeah, I know, but my point is, if he doesn't have a warrant, a reason to talk to her, you know, the sheriff might say, this is my town, get out of here. And I just want to point out again, because this is my thing, in the diner, Mulder is wearing a blue parka over a blue shirt. Scully has red hair with blue eyes and a slightly darker blue. And the girl in the diner with them that just got taken away had a blue shirt. Everyone in there wanted to listen to the story. They wanted to learn about the aliens, except Scully's not too sure yet. I think this was supposed to be represented visually through the colors in the first few episodes. That's my take on it anyways. All right, let's go.
They know who's responsible for the murders.
They know something.
Dr. Nemen's been hiding medical evidence from the beginning. He lied on the autopsy reports. And now we find out about the detective. Who else would have reason to trash the lab in our rooms?
Why would they destroy evidence? What would they want with that corpse?
I don't know.
Makes you wonder what's in those other two graves.
Let's go grave robbing. Townspeople aren't mad enough already. We're gonna go start robbing graves too.
They're both empty.
Oh, someone got there first.
I think I know who did it. I think I know who killed Karen Swenson.
Who? The detective?
The detective's son. Billy Miles.
The boy in the hospital. The vegetable.
Everything is possible. Zach, was that the first and only time you've ever lived that?
Yes, and I'm happy that it's the only time.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but would you say it was terrifying or scary, or were you just numb?
I was scared. I was terrified.
Could you tell me what it looked like again, please?
It looked like smoke, but in shadow form. I don't know really how to describe it. But it was like shadows moving and going around in like a circle. Just this darkness in the middle of my room that was... I think it was forming into a creature of some sort. But I closed my eyes so I wouldn't see whatever was there.
Billy Miles!
This is a prequel to Planet of the Apes.
Buried in the city cemetery.
A boy who's been in a coma for the last 4 years got out here and dug up these graves.
Peggy Odell was bound to a wheelchair, but she ran in front of that truck. Look, I'm not making this up. It all fits a profile of alien abduction.
This fits a profile.
Peggy Odell was killed at around 9 o'clock. That's right around the time that we lost 9 minutes on the highway. I think that something happened in that 9 minutes. I think the time, as we know it, stopped. 9 minutes! And something took control over it. You think I'm crazy? What?
Peggy Odell's watch stopped a couple minutes after 9. I made a note of it when I saw the body.
That's the reason the kids come to the forest, because the forest controls them, summons them there. And the marks are from some kind of test that's being done on them. And that maybe causes some kind of genetic mutation, which would explain the body that we dug up.
And the force summoned Teresa Nemen's body into the woods tonight.
Yes, but it was Billy Miles who took her there. Summoned by some alien impulse.
Everybody got that? Good.
That's it. Come on, let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
We're gonna pay a visit to Billy Miles.
Now, we could stand here until the second coming, waiting for Billy to get out of this bed. It ain't gonna happen. He blinks, and I know about it. Miss? What is she looking
that's a bit
for?
weird.
Mulder, take a look at this.
You know who was taking care of Peggy Odell last night?
Not me. It's not my ward, not my aisle of the produce section.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Good day.
Hey, she's wearing blue too.
I don't believe
Yep,
this.
because she's a nurse.
It's crazy. He was in the woods.
You're sure?
This is the same stuff that I took a handful of in the forest.
Okay, well then maybe we should take it and run a lab
We
test
lost the
on it.
original sample in the fire. What else could it be?
All right, but I just want you to understand what it is you're saying.
You said it yourself.
Yeah, but you have to write it down in your report.
You're right. We'll take another sample from the forest and run a comparison before we do anything.
Aliens, am I right?
What do you think?
You wouldn't listen to me. I told you to stay out of this.
That's assault, by the way.
Yes.
You can shoot him now, legally.
Yes.
As an FBI agent.
Yep.
Hold it. Hold it right there.
There were screams.
Down on the ground. Now!
You know, it's Billy. We've known it all along.
I said down on the ground.
How long are you gonna let it happen? He's gonna kill her.
Billy! No! Let her go. Leave her alone.
Oh. He's gonna shoot his own son.
Dad?
Billy.
Oh, God.
Scully!
Mulder, what happened? There was a light.
It was incredible.
Hear me. Raise your right hand. When did you first see the light?
In the forest. We were all in the forest having a party. All my friends. We were celebrating
What were you celebrating?
graduation. And then the light came. It took me away to the testing place. They would tell me to gather the others so that they could do tests. They put something in my head. Here. I would wait for their orders.
Billy. Who gave the orders?
The light. They said it would be okay. No one would know. But the test didn't work. They wanted everything destroyed. They said they were leaving. I'm afraid.
Everyone is wearing gray.
Pray, Billy.
Ugh.
What we've just witnessed, what we've read in your field reports, the scientific basis and credibility just seem wholly unsupportable. You're aware of that.
Yes, sir. My reports are personal and subjective. I don't think I've gone so far as to draw any conclusion about what I've seen.
Or haven't seen, as seems to be the case. This, time loss. You did or did not experience it?
I can't substantiate it, no.
What exactly can you substantiate, Agent Scully? I see no evidence that justifies the legitimacy of these investigations.
There were, of course, crimes committed.
Yes, but how do you prosecute a case like this? With testimony given under hypnosis from a boy who claims that he was given orders from some alien force through an implant in his nose. You have no physical evidence.
This is the object described by Billy Miles as a communication device. I removed it from the exhumed body. I kept it in my pocket. It was the only piece of evidence not destroyed in the fire. I ran a lab test on it. The material could not be identified.
Agent Mulder. What are his thoughts?
Agent Mulder believes we are not alone.
Thank you, Agent Scully. That'll be all.
That's a lizard person.
Oh, he would come back in the show. He's called Cigarette Smoking Man.
Got a pretty good idea of what he does.
No secrets. He is what he is.
Hello?
Scully? It's me. I haven't been able to sleep. I talked to the DA's office in Raymond County, Oregon. There's no case file on Billy Miles. The paperwork we filed is gone. We need to talk, Scully.
Yes. Tomorrow.
secret smoking man isn't smoking now.
Oh boy. Little collection.
You gotta catch them all.
There's a lot of boxes.
Does this remind you of any movie we might have watched?
Indiana Jones?
Yes, sir.
Man.
An ending that makes you want to ask questions.
It was a vague and weird episode, but it was nice.
Yep. I'm really intrigued, I would say.
Would you say that this setup, maybe at the time, as a TV show, makes you want to listen to more?
Yeah.
Attacked by the
Definitely.
Definitely not be opposed to it.
And what do you think of the chemistry between the two actors or the two characters?
Oh, it got steamy there at some points. So.
He stared at those marks for a while.
Oh, he wasn't staring at the mark.
Got on his knees and everything. There was.
I thought he was gonna lick them.
There was a lot of shipping fandom back then. This show lasted for 9 years on television, and it had to survive everyone wanting them to either hook up with each other or not hook up with each other. And over the last 25, 30 years, they've found many ways to do that or not do it at all. It's a really weird relationship. Look, I'll ask you what you guys think. I just want to sum it up. Mulder wants to find his sister, who he believes was abducted by aliens, and he works for the FBI as Batman would, trying to avenge his parents' death. He wants to avenge his sister's disappearance and cover up. Scully, as it turns out, is a rather religious person, or comes from a religious background, and has a tendency to believe in more supernatural things if it has to do with God or the devil. She's going to believe that more easily than aliens from 2 billion light years away. But the dichotomy between the two is what makes the show sort of take off for 5 or 6 years. One of them tries to convince the other that it's possible, and the other comes back with scientific facts saying, "No, you idiot, that's impossible, but wait, I cannot explain this part." So the mystery always deepens as, is any of this real? And what's the plot against humans by the aliens? It's a very long conspiracy theory. What did you think of it as a first episode? You guys go, you take it.
It was pretty nice.
It was interesting, to say the least. The button mark on the skin that for some reason the guy denied her having. He said it was mosquito bites. I'm not sure why he said that, but
those were not mosquito bites.
I would assume it's to reassure her, so she doesn't feel like she's been kidnapped by aliens.
Well, so everyone got 2 and she had 3.
Yeah, or maybe she's being tested on, or, medical procedures or something. He didn't want to worry her. He's probably going to keep studying her, just in case, Jordan, what did you think as a first episode, as a pilot?
Yeah, well, I think definitely if it had aired today or, had seen it back then, I think it was definitely a good cliffhanger to leave it on. To kind of explain, but then not explain, and then especially the part at the end where you see the guy putting the little chip or whatever you want to call it with a bunch of other ones. It makes it seem like this goes really, really deep, and there's a lot of layers. So I think it would be a really good hook for people to want to get into it and see what happens afterwards.
Zach?
Well, I liked there's a moment where it feels like everything's coming together, where you understand the situation, where the father protects his son because his son kills them in the wood or something, and it looks like it's gonna make sense, and then there's a spaceship that appears above him, and then he regains his memory and his mark is gone, and I liked the way, like it felt like it put us back in our place in a sense. Like, oh yeah, we get it, and it's like, oh no, I don't get it. So I liked that part, and the cliffhanger and like the ending. It reminded me a lot of the show Evil I talked about in the beginning. I'm sure Evil is based somewhat on X-Files because it's kind of the same dynamic, except it's the opposite. It's the religious people that know that demons are alive, and there's the scientific people trying to disprove everything and like show that it's like I don't know, like there's something in the water that made those people act like this and everything. And yeah, it reminded me of that which I liked. Evil is a very good show. It's unfortunately over, but I really liked it.
Yeah. And Tomo, what did you think of the show? This was your first time, I think you said. How did it come across? Like, this is 32 years old. I know it looks like TV, like there's a commercial break, and it was all shot, I think, in British Columbia. So those woods are going to come back often in the first few seasons because it's a beautiful spot. Do you get enough to understand what story they're going to be telling over the coming seasons?
I'm really intrigued. Like I said, it's the cliffhanger is really good, and I liked it overall.
Does anybody have anything else before I say goodbye? Do you want to keep talking about how you felt about the show? Anything you liked more than something else?
The actress is cute.
Yeah, very pretty.
That's true.
I was gonna say she aged well in her current stuff. I thought she was younger than she is.
Yes, she aged very well. She still looks very young. And I love David Duchovny's hair in this. It's so early 90s. He looks so young and fresh as compared to like 5 years later where he's like an FBI agent who's seen too much. They're fresh faced. It's so funny to see them so young. Anything else?
I thought what they insinuated during the flashbangs, which was time stopped. I think it was cool, but at the same time it was a bit far fetched. They could have just said that the time stop thing.
When the car stopped in the middle of the road at night?
The guy insinuated that it was time stopping, but there could have been
the time skip because he missed like 7 minutes, I think. Something like that.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of the show, okay, again, 20 episodes per season or whatever it was, 24 for 9 years. After a while, they ran out of steam, and some of the episodes are written by incredible writers. Some of it is really fiction, right? Like ghosts, but these ones have claws, or they drink blood, but only the blood of animals, or whatever. They made up whatever they wanted. But a lot of it was based on mythology, especially the alien stuff, which is based on what was popular back then, what was known. This is way before the UAPs of today. This is back when they were called UFOs. And everything you've seen is part of the mythology. Your car goes out, there's no electricity, there's no lights, can't move anymore, time seems to stand still, lights appear in the sky, and then you lose time. It's not exactly, I think, the idea that time froze. It's more that they were unconscious and or kidnapped for about 10 minutes. They were knocked out. All of that is part of the UFO mythology. So if you felt that was weird, well, that's where it started.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's more like the thinking of the characters that have studied a lot of science is like kind of weird at times, because like she did insinuate that they would be able to control time, but like, you know, it could also just be that you don't remember 10 minutes, right?
Yes, I think she's trying to find solutions, and he doesn't know it either. Can they travel through the fourth dimension? Probably. Can they control time? I don't know. I think they just were knocked out, but who knows? The stories get complicated and more complex over time.
Yeah, because when I drink, sometimes I get a time skip too. It's not aliens.
Again, this is over 30 years old, but I still love something about this show, which is smart characters talking to each other. They're both scientists, they're both analyzing things, they're both giving reasonable excuses why it is or it isn't possible. I don't know how to ask this. Do you find it refreshing to see smart people talking competently about stuff in a script instead of just going, "What's that? Let's go over there."
Yeah, and I think it's interesting to see the contrast between, because they analyze it scientifically the same way, but then they each draw their conclusions in very extreme different ways. Like he analyzes it and then he spins it as being supernatural, being aliens, and then she sees it from the same way, but then she tries and explains it with more logical, reality-based kind of explanation. So, but they both explanations are coming from a scientific background, but then you see the personal influences of each character kind of interpreting it in different ways.
Very well put. I couldn't have put it better myself.
It's also a breath of fresh air after watching so much US politics. Smart people talking about interesting stuff.
Yes, I agree.
Just even over just the course of this first episode, it's the first part of a very large story, as you said, so many seasons. But like you see, even just in the progression of this episode, how Scully goes from at the very beginning being completely opposed to the idea of supernatural and aliens and all that stuff, and thinking, okay, I'm being paired up with this crazy guy who just he's imagining all this stuff, and then towards the end, she started just running out of logical explanations for things, and then you kind of see that she doesn't fully believe, like she's not fully on board, but she's kind of thinking like, okay, maybe he has a little bit of a point that there's something going on here.
At the end, it's almost as if I don't want to attribute romantic feelings here because it was a pilot and there's a long story to come after it, but it's almost as if she is relieved to find someone, like in the hotel room when she hugs him and she looks at him at the end with different look in her eyes. It's almost as if she's relieved to find someone who can allow her to have emotions. It's almost like you're allowed to believe in different things. She's a religious person. She must have been persecuted for it. It's like, oh, okay, there's a guy who's crazier than me. I'll at least listen to what he has to say. He's broadening her horizons, and she's forcing him to remain analytical. They complete each other, in fact. It's well written, I think. So, I know there's not a lot of characters in this, right? But if you guys had to play a role-playing game based on this, the X-Files pilot, which character would you play? And I think you're allowed to repeat the same character.
The mind players.
I play the paralyzed guy that gets up sometimes to kidnap people, gives them to the aliens. Well, he's not a bad guy. He was controlled by the aliens.
Correct.
So I can choose him.
I would play the evil version.
You'll play the character when he's controlled by the aliens?
Yep.
Perfect.
Well, he's not wearing his red pajama at the end. Jordan, who would you play?
I'd probably go with mysterious smoking guy.
Yeah.
Because he seems to be really in on whatever the conspiracy is that Mulder's not supposed to know about, and he's always there when there's an important. He seems to be invited to all the important meetings, and they trusted him giving the little thing at the end to put it with the other ones. So he seems like he seems to know a lot, way more than he's letting on.
Oh yeah. Jakob?
Well, I mean, I wasn't joking earlier. I would play the mind players, which I'm assuming they are. I'm just saying it for funsies.
Okay, but if it was a game based on this episode, what would you play?
Can I play the aliens?
Sure, but they're sort of like DM creatures,
Yeah, fair. I would play then the.
Why, huh? There's not that many people left.
I would play the big guy in the cemetery.
Buried in the city cemetery, in Ray Soames' grave.
The guy that turns into an ape?
Yeah.
You want to be the You want to be the ape corpse?
No, I'll say the woman just for fun.
Scully?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what kind of thumbnail this will be. Well, everybody, thank you for being here tonight on such short notice. I hope you had a good time discovering this little piece of history from the 90s. And until next time we meet, if you have people you love back home, please take care of them. And if you don't, and if you have no one, please take care of yourself. We'll see you all next time, folks. Have a nice week.
Bye. My heart goes out to you.
No!
That's how you do it. I did it right.
Well, I know how I'm ending this show.
So, Thomas, we're doing a survey across the ship right now. We're having weird experiences. Maybe people think it's ghosts or aliens. I wanted to know, have you ever seen anything paranormal?
Yep, pretty much every day.
Really?
Yep. Door closing or weird goblins walking around. That happens every day.
Do you believe in this stuff?
Well, yeah, because it actually happens every day.
So, you called yourself Tom V, right? Have you ever seen something you couldn't explain, Tom? Something paranormal? Maybe something out of this world?
Well, once I saw a door close.
Could you expand on that a little bit?
I'm sure it was a goblin.
Tomo, would you say you're a skeptic, someone who doesn't believe in the paranormal?
I don't know, but I believe in goblins.
So you are haunted by goblins?
I'm pretty sure of it. Yep.
Have you ever had any other experiences like that where you felt you were hunted?
Nope. Just goblins.
Tomo, this door, when it closed, do you mean it closed by itself?
I'm pretty sure a goblin closed it.
Je sais pas si tu me niaises ou si t'es sérieux. Did you really see a door open and close by itself?
No.
Oh, you didn't see anything.
Oh, no.
Well, thank you for your time, Tomo. That was really worth the captain's time.
Yep. Door closing or weird goblins walking around. That happens every day.
Do you believe in this stuff?
Not at all.
Jacob?
Je tiens à dire qu'il y a quelque chose là-dedans qui me fascine, c'est les rare goblins. Parce que les common goblins, ça c'est pas grave. Mais il y a des rare goblins.
I can't.
No,
I'm
go on.
smiling.
Do it. No, do it.
You can hum
Don't
it.
do
You
Just
can
do
hum it.
No, sorry. Can you sing it? That was brilliant.
Well done.
That's a good out for this interview.
That is a great out.
Be better.
Have you ever seen something you couldn't explain, Prince Jacob? Something paranormal? Something out of this world, maybe?
Uneventful. I've never had such experience before.
Do you believe in this stuff?
Never had anything before happen to me. Now get out of my sight, commoner.
Can I just
Maybe
say
not
that
homeless.
moaning was a bit weird?
I think that's a baby.
It sounds like someone's f***ing on that plane.
The plane was going down. They're like, I'm gonna spend my last moments doing something fun.